Hello everybody and welcome back to the Wild at Heart. I am here in the Grove, and before we continue onwards to Wispwagon, there's actually a little bit of, I guess, backtracking and exploring that we can do before we continue on over that way. You can see that there's quite a bit that I have yet to grab in the central deep woods. There's one teeny tiny little thing in the Heartland that I can go and grab for Scrap Heap's museum. And then we can also finish up the Sunken Grotto. There is 3 things over there that I can now pick up since I've got all the different spritlings. So this chest I've marked right here outside of the grove is one that we can only get at nighttime, which is why I haven't bothered to change the time of day yet. We're gonna quickly go grab that and then we will rest. I'm very much hoping I don't run into any trouble. I guess I'm gonna just throw a nightlight down, grab this chest, get the heartroot resin out of it, pick up my bloomstones, and then I'm gonna get the heck out of here. You can see that the night lights are very, very bright, and if you want to move them around, you can kick them. Now this is kind of a slow and painful process, and I guess I can't really move them past the water, it looks like. Oh, there we go. The kicking is just kind of finicky. Now these will eventually burn out, but this is a really, really clever way to kind of transport light farther distances if you're willing to, you know, take the time and the effort to kick it. So the nightlights are far, far, far superior to the flares, which is why I grabbed them. I am going to warp over to the Central Deep Woods portal. And then we are able to rest, and we'll start grabbing the stuff in the morning. Alrighty, so I'm going to grab at least 5 twiglings. And otherwise, I don't really think it matters too much about who we want to have in our herd. We will also need some barblings. I would say at least 5 of them as well. I shouldn't need any kettle bombs, but I do have a stack of them just in case. And we're gonna just set off and start exploring and grabbing some of the things that we haven't grabbed yet, starting with Litterbox's cat up here. So we were able to clear the icy flowers on this side, and we blew up this boulder here. And doing these 2 things will allow us to finish this puzzle. So you'll want to put a few of your twiglings on that island there. Send Kirby through the log, and then as wake, we can vacuum the twiglings. Oh, well, there we go. I was gonna say, apparently not. We can vacuum the twiglings over here, and then Kirby can vacuum them towards herself from where she's standing, which will create those lily pads there, and we can go and grab Litterbox's cat. So that's kind of a 2-parter, and I don't know why I didn't throw those spritlings down this way, because they'd be much easier to grab. There might actually be kind of a pain to grab. Oh, apparently I can't grab them from there. Well, that wasn't very smart. I guess I'll either use a recall tonic or I will use the stone to bring them back. We're not really in any danger, so we don't really need those guys at this moment. And I think to be able to carry what I want to carry, I have enough sprites in my little following right now. So if we recall, we came over here to get the water wheel, and then we weren't able to go through and do anything in this area because we didn't have the right spritelings at that time. So we need barblings for this little area. Obviously, we're going to destroy these crystals, and then we can grab another one of Litterbox's cats. We can also grab some mesmerite if you'd like. I'll probably just set the emberlings to work on destroying those. And then while they do that, I'm going to bring up my barblings again, and we're going to weigh down this barrel. We're going to drain the water, and then we have another one of our museum artifacts. So we will see if we have enough with those missing twiglings. I think that we do. We have 44, so we actually just have enough. We'll be left with 4 spritelings. But hey, that's all I need. I just need to be able to do all of this stuff efficiently. I will basically just throw everything that we got here. And we will get them to carry that back to the portal for us. And so while we wait, let's have a look at our map. I can now take a bunch of this stuff off. It didn't take us very long, but we already went and we took care of a few things, which is excellent. I do believe, if this is the cat that I'm thinking of, this cat is unobtainable at the moment. So I'm gonna leave that marker on my map. And I'm also gonna take the chest icon off of my map. Looks like it's gonna take them a little bit to get here. I mean, that thing is pretty heavy. It's taking 40 of them to move it, so luckily they don't have too far of a distance to travel. And I will use our little recall stone here to bring back those twiglings that I very carelessly lost. And then from here, we're just gonna head over to the west side of the map, and we're gonna grab this chest here. Now, this also requires barblings. So pretty much everything that we've done today, except for growing those lily pads, requires barblings. You can see that the map is pretty empty of enemies. I did some exploration and grinding of my own off screen. I managed to get a good deal of glint so that we can upgrade our herd. And I'm hoping to get a little bit more glint from Litterbox's cats as well. I also went and I did a few of the bounties given to us by toothpicks because I fell behind on that somehow. So this is the chest here. And this is just outside of the entrance to the Crystal Fall Coast, with another piece of heartroot resin in it. And speaking of Crystal Fall Coast, I actually think, even though I've completely finished in that area, that I may just go there for a minute or two. And I would like to go and speak with Cath. little bit of a longer walk than I was expecting. And we are going to be coming back to the Sunken Grotto next. Come on, Shiverling, don't get lost. Because if we recall, Cath has 2 pieces of heartroot resin available to purchase. He's running a bit of a racket because they are quite expensive. I think for now I'm just gonna buy the less expensive piece, which is only $1,000. And, oh, it's also worth noting that the recycled junk sells for way more if given to Cath, which I actually didn't realize before. I think Crow's Nest only gives you maybe 50 scrap for this, but bringing it to Cath for 135 is a bargain. Alright, so I guess we've got lots of time left in this video. I think we can probably do most of the mopping up here that I want to accomplish today. We are going to quickly warp over to the Heartlands now. And I'm gonna send over 12 Spritelings. So I guess we'll just send over all of our Twiglings and a few Emberlings. I'm trying to leave Wake on that switch. There we go. Needs to be inside the gate. And then we're gonna send Kirby through this log. Now, we haven't gone through this log before, and it's kind of, sort of a secret area, I guess. It doesn't show up on the map. Here's another piece of heartroot resin, and then you can see that there is a bicycle up here. So this is where all of our sprites come in handy. You only need 12 of them to move the bicycle. So it's a little artifact, but it's sort of hidden. It can be kind of difficult to keep track of what logs you've gone through because, I mean, there's just so many of them. I'm also not sure that I'm gonna be able to pick up that sprite either. Oh my god, I'm just losing these guys. I thought for sure that if I threw that, I'd be able to just vacuum him, but apparently not. Okay, well, bye. I guess we're leaving you behind. I don't really feel like paying 30 glint just to grab that one Spriteling. I think it's cheaper just to hatch another one for 10 glint, so I'm abandoning him. I'm a horrible person, but that's just how it is. Onwards now to the Sunken Grotto for our next little bit of cleanup. So from the portal, we're actually going to go back to where we entered the area, and this was a shortcut that we created the last time we were here. And if we follow this, we can see that there are some crystals. So we're gonna let the barblings do their work. We probably don't need to clear that one up. We've got enough room. Although, they do have to get an artifact out of here, so maybe I'll just let them continue real quick. And we will focus on trying to get that safe out. So obviously we're going to go ahead and send Kirby through the log. We will have her stay on that switch. I think I probably need to throw some Spritelings up there. So I'm going to throw a few for her. in case she needs to get off the switch. There we are, perfect. Yes, we need to put these spritlings on the switch because we need both gates open. And then using Kirby, we can go inside and we can set our spritlings to work on carrying the safe back. So it's not very far to the portal, so I will let them do that. I'm gonna pick up some goodies here, some more scrap. I'll gather the rest of my spritlings that I have currently, and then I guess I can set them to work on gathering more mesmerite. Now, I'm not even really using mesmerite, to be honest, because they're mostly used for kettle bombs, but they sell for a pretty decent amount of cash. So that's kind of where most of my scrap has been coming from. And there you go, they made it back. His museum is getting really full at this point, I would imagine. We're not missing that many more artifacts. And so we have some glint and some scrap waiting for us back at the Grove. Oh, I have so few things to do in this area, and I just want to be able to finish them, but it is getting to be nighttime. I suppose I could just rest and quickly do it in the morning. I'd rather kind of do this all as one video, even if it's a bit of a longer video. Yeah, sorry, Emberling. Rip. I'm leaving you out there. Alrighty, so we're gonna need some spritlings again. I would carry a good amount. I would carry at least 35. However many you want, whatever mix you want. And we just have two small things to grab before we clear out this area. So we're gonna go west of the camp, and we're gonna walk along the beach. And then using Wake, we are going to spin that windmill. Now, I think I need to throw a few of these guys up here for Kirby to use. So let's just throw some barblings because they're nice and strong and sturdy. Oh. Well, I would throw them, but they chose to follow me, which is not quite what I wanted. Although I have 5, which is perfect. That's exactly what I need for this next part. So we're gonna go ahead and clear the corruption. The lantern will reach from the shore. And then it's kind of hidden, but there's a little path here. And this will bring you to a windmill blade. Fortunately, you only need 4 spritlings to carry it. And then they are obviously going to go ahead and attach the blade on there so that Wake can come around and use it. And it looks like I do need some twiglings, so it's a good thing that I brought a couple, so we'll need 5 of those at least. We'll toss 5 of them up to Kirby because she needs to be able to create a lily pad bridge so that Wake can come over here. I'll just create that really quick. You can see there in the middle of that island is another artifact for Scrapheap's museum. which requires 15 sprites to carry, which really isn't a lot, so we'll just get a few of these guys to carry that for us. We'll reunite Kirby and Wake here. I cannot keep track of these guys. They just keep falling in the water. Behave. Spritlings, behave. And then we finally, before leaving this area for good, we are going to rescue Litterbox's cat that's stranded here. Yay! There we are. So that's it. Those are the last 3 things that we needed in the Sunken Grotto that I didn't grab on our first visit here. So now all the artifacts, chests, and anything else that we need to grab, like cats, should be all cleared out of this area. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and warp back to the grove. I might as well go ahead and grab my rewards from Litterbox and from Scrap Heap. You can see we got lots and lots and lots of glint, which is great. It's just what we need. Glint is a little bit harder to come by than scrap, so I'll take all the glint I can get. And then Scrap Heap is also going to give us a piece of heartroot resin, which is fantastic, as well as a whole heaping bunch of scrap. And, to boot, also some mesmerite shards. So that is wonderful. From this point on, we've pretty much cleared out most of the map, I think, with the exception of a few things that we need our last Spritling type to grab. So I'm gonna go ahead and take everything off of my map here. And then we will be heading over into Wispwagon in our next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.